The following is a proud production presented by the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
And now it's time for the Mid-GA Sports pregame show, brought to you by Brandon Outfitters. Here's Kenny Kofer and Brett Taylor. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Brandon Outfitters pregame show here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. I'm Kenny Kofer, alongside me, Brett Taylor, bringing the action live to you here on midgasports.net. We're live here from the Hornets' Nest, where it's a overcast, misty day, kind of a contrast to the last time we were out here on Tuesday, which was an absolutely beautiful day. But nonetheless, we're almost set to play some baseball here as the Montgomery Bell Big Red have made their way down from Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Westfield Hornets. And, Brett, we saw these guys last year come through, and it's kind of an advantage of having a school about 200 yards off the interstate. Montgomery Bell going down, I believe, on their spring break to take a tournament, and now they just stop off here on their way to get a little game action in.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's very convenient for them. As you said, Westfield's just a stone's throw away from I-75, and anybody going to Florida pretty much, unless they're going down I-95, is going to come right through Perry, Georgia, the big fairgrounds, and then to the opposite side of the interstate, they're going to see Westfield, the Westfield school. And hey, if you're a baseball team like Montgomery Bell is, and they're going to come down here for this, I'm assuming it's a spring break tournament or whatnot in Florida. It's a good out of region contest for both teams, and out of state out of region contest for both teams, and a good experience getting to play. Maybe some folks from different parts of the country, even though it's still in the southeast. Tennessee, at least Nashville, is a pretty good drive from Perry, Georgia. So it'll be an interesting matchup as it was last year. And I think Montgomery Bell had a lot of good players last year. Westfield, I believe, won the game, and but it was a very close contest. And hopefully it'll be a very entertaining game here today as well. Westfield really trying to get off the snide, so to speak. They've had some trouble the last two games specifically, even though last game against Deerfield was close. They got the game to 4-2, I believe, or 5-2 at one point, and it kind of slipped away from them at the end. But they need to really do a better job pitching ahead in the count. And it always seems like their starters are having to come from behind in the count, and that really has kind of set up some big scoring opportunities for the opposing teams for Westfield. And offensively, they've done a good job at the top of the lineup getting the run game going, but they can't get that big hit, it seems, when they've loaded the bases a couple times in the past few games. They haven't been able to get that big hit, and they really need to try to hit it with runners in scoring position and get those runners in, because they've got a good opportunity the last few games with bases loaded and all that good stuff to do that. So hopefully they can get it rolling offensively here today.
Yeah, I mean, Westfield, they got the talent, but whether or not they can get everything rolling, like you said, Brett, I mean, right now I think their biggest dilemma is just finding that pitcher. Who's going to be the ace of the staff? Right now they've tried out a lot of different pitchers. You've seen Brian Bledsoe. We saw John Walker Moore. Owen Jones came out and pitched very well on Tuesday night in relief, and he's somebody that maybe Coach Fitz can look towards going forward. But we'll have to just see how they line up here and how things shake out, because they played they had a lot of trouble, let's just say, in their last game, and hopefully they can get everything figured out going forward. But we're almost set here as the coaches have had the meetings, as we're getting close to having the national anthem and the prayer before the game gets kicked off here. So, Brett, why don't we go ahead and take a few minutes, take a break, and come back with more right after this on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I'm NASCAR driver David Reagan. Our new dealership is now open. We're just off I-75 across from the fairgrounds. Everything's new, from the all-new Mustang to the brand-new Ford F-150. What will never change are the straightforward deals and our no-hassle negotiators. Visit us on the web or stop by David Reagan Ford just off I-75 at exit 134 in Perry. David Reagan Ford, we're the guys in the white hats.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh,
Sit.
you train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy, you know? I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember.
I'm NASCAR driver David Reagan. Our new dealership is now open. We're just off I-75 across from the fairgrounds. Everything's new, from the all-new Mustang to the brand-new Ford F-150. What will never change are the straightforward deals and our no-hassle negotiators. Visit us on the web or stop by David Reagan Ford just off I-75 at exit 134 in Perry. David Reagan Ford, we're the guys in the white hats.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Montgomery Bell Big Red out of Nashville, Tennessee. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the visiting Big Red here real quick. Leading off, playing second base, will be Carter Lavorne. Batting second, playing third base, will be Brandon Bennett. Batting third, playing center field, will be number 11, Derek Tusey. Batting fourth and playing first base will be number 30, Cole Cross. Batting fifth and designated hitter will be number 7, David Gall. Batting sixth and playing shortstop will be number 5, Joe McKinney. And batting seventh and playing left field will be number 6, Winston Hewitt. Batting eighth and catching will be number 28, Sam Morris. And batting ninth and playing right field will be number 9, and that is not on the roster. No, there we go. Nathan Roberts. Sorry about that. And starting for Westfield here this afternoon will be Cole Brandon at shortstop leading off. Batting second, playing center field, Austin Burnett. Batting third and pitching, number 9, Brian Bledsoe. Batting fourth and catching, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Batting fifth, playing third base will be Aiden Murphy. Batting sixth and playing first base will be T. Adams. The designated hitter will be number 14, Chandler Hill, and he'll be batting for Connor Doles out in right field. Batting eighth, number 12, Ben Murphy. And batting ninth, playing second base, Tanner Westbrook. So we're almost set as Brian Bledsoe toes the rubber and goes into the windup. And strike right down the heart of the plate there to Carter Lavorne, the second baseman.
And again, those starting lineups brought to you by Planters First. A great pitch right there to start the game by Brian Bledsoe.
And that one inside and low, so evens count at 1 apiece.
And as I said, that's something that Westfield's going to have to do a better job of from the pitcher's mound is pitching ahead in the count.
1-1 pitch, fouled back over our head into the parking lot. And there it goes bouncing.
Into the back of my truck.
Nope, it did get a car, but it ricocheted, so not a solid shot. So 1-2 now.
Glancing below.
Yes. 1-2 pitch will be on the way to Carter Lavorne. Bledsoe winds and fires. Curveball, bounce up the middle. Cole scoops and fires on the first for out number 1. Good play by Cole Brannon.
Yeah, good job right there. Nice footwork and not really able to set and throw, so throwing on the run and making a very accurate throw. A good job of getting that first out in the inning, and that's always important. And Westfield actually has done a pretty good job to start the game the last couple of games, getting outs early. It's just been trouble getting that third out to end the inning.
So now up will be Brandon Bennett, the third baseman. He looks at the ball just off the plate for ball 1.
Brian Bledsoe seems to be kind of in that groove he was the first game that we saw him against Tift area, where he just was going as quick as he could, and that seems to be where he likes it, as that ball's fouled off to the right field side of the diamond here. But when he works fast, he just seems like he gets in a groove quicker than when the game slows down.
So he has a 1-1 count now. Curveball just inside off the glove of Ryan Fitzpatrick. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, he never really could get that one to break back across. That one was kind of a hanging spinner off the hand right there, Brian Bledsoe. So pitch not very effective.
And that ball is smacked out in the right field. Connor Doles retreats. Looks like he's got a beat on it, and he does for out number 2. So 2 quick outs already for Brian Bledsoe, and now 2 outs for center fielder Derek Tusey.
Yeah, good play right there by Connor Doles. Make the plays that you're supposed to, and he did exactly that. Floated underneath it, and as you said, got set, made a good play out in the outfield. And Brian Bledsoe looking very sharp here in the first inning, and hopefully that success can continue. Westfield desperately needs to get a win and get their baseball season kind of rolling here, as they've had a slow start to the 2015 baseball season.
So first pitch is outside to Derek Tusey, the center fielder. Big right-hander gets in the box. The Montgomery Bell Big Red out of Nashville, Tennessee. Tusey out in front of that one, fouls it off at the plate. 1-1 now.
Yeah, that almost looked like a little bit of a change-up from Brian Bledsoe, and he's got a few pitches to choose from. Got a nice repertoire, as they say.
Oh, and a good pitch there. Curveball, so he's up in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Derek Tusey.
Yeah, that froze Tusey, and good count here for the pitcher.
That ball inside goes to the backstop.
That one crossed up. Ryan goes across. He was expecting a pitch on the outside corner. It came inside and crossed him up.
Westfield decked out in some new uniforms we've seen here this afternoon. They got very similar to their football uniforms this year, kind of a darker green and a little bit different writing. That pitch is high, so it's now a full count to Tusey. I like them, though.
I do, too. They're sharp. They've got, as you said, kind of a different lettering on there. It's very similar to the football jerseys, but they're sharp.
So a full count pitch. Tusey fouls it back off to the right side. It remains a full count.
Consistency, man. Consistency. They got that.
That's right.
Good flow. Now if they can just match up those basketball unis with the baseball and football, be on the way.
I know there's somebody that wants new basketball uniforms.
Oh, I'm sure there is, yes.
Somebody we talked to before pregame. Yeah. Full count pitch, curveball just inside. He had Tusey fooled on that one. You could tell he was bailing out, but just off the inside corner, and a walk there by Tusey will bring up Cole Cross.
Yeah, good pitch right there from Brian, but just not able to get the call, and nonetheless, a good job of working in the count and not giving in, especially with 2 outs.
And that pitch hits Cole Cross. So now they got 2 runners on after breezing through the first 2 batters. He's now got runners at first and second for the designated hitter, David Gaw.
That didn't sound like bone. That sounded like it hit a pad or something.
That's what I thought.
Some kind of shell.
Yeah, it must have ricocheted off him and then hit Ryan's leg guard is what I'm thinking. So he pump fakes. Oh, what a play. Awesome play. How about that? How cool was that? They pump faked the play down to second base. It never went into center field. They acted like it did.
Wow.
And Bledsoe just ran and tagged him. That is.
I was looking for the baseball.
I'll tell you what, that right there, we need to send this into Sports Center. That is a top play.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick break. No runs scored. Nobody hit. 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score. Listen to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh,
Sit.
you train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy. You know, I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies starting at $1.29 and save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net. Just a few minutes into this game, we already got an ESPN top play nominee. I'll tell you, that was one of the, if you've ever seen, what was it, Rookie of the Year with Rowan Gertner, you know, they did those little trick plays or whatever.
Henry Rowan Gardner.
Well, right there, Brian Bledsoe turned around, fired to second base, it appeared, and all the team, the dugout, everybody acted like it went into center field. So everybody running around. Bledsoe had it the whole time. The runner advances from second to third, and Bledsoe just standing there and just tags him. I mean, it was one of the neatest plays I've seen.
Good acting job by Bledsoe.
Yeah. So they pick him off there. I don't even know how to write that in a scorebook. Pick off one. I mean, I don't even know what to say. He never threw it to anybody. So pretty crazy. No run scored.
Tag out, I guess.
Yeah. So Cole,
that's I guess a base running error.
Well, I don't know. Just attempted steal. I don't even know what you call it. So, but Cole Brandon will lead things off for Westfield.
The coolest play ever is what you call it.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. Pretty neat. Let's see if Brett can slice that one up maybe later and post that out there. It's pretty cool. And the first pitch to Cole is outside for ball 1.
So changing the lineup here a little bit. Austin and Cole switching spots to start the bottom of the first here for the Westfield Hornets.
And that pitch is low for ball 2 as this is Wilson Flack, left-hander. He winds and fires inside. 3-0 now to Cole Brandon. Cole's had a rough go of it here at home lately with the ground balls out to him.
Yeah, you can't catch a break.
There's a good pitch over the inside corner. 3-1 now. Yeah, Cole caught one in the face a couple weeks, or I guess just a little over a week ago now. And then the next game, the following week, he had to stick up his hand to block it after it took a high hop. And that ball is low in the dirt. Leadoff walk for Cole Brandon. And Austin Burnett will come to the plate.
Good job of having a very good eye at the plate. And Cole Brandon gets the walk, runner on base, and that's exactly what you want for your leadoff batter. And then he gives Austin Burnett, with also a lot of speed, a chance to try to move him over and then also possibly get a hit himself. I'm not sure if he'll be bunting, but I'm assuming you're probably going to have some sort of bunt here.
And he does square around. Munson misses, and they throw back to first. Back safely, though, is Cole Brandon.
Yeah, that was very close. They got throw down by the catcher.
Yeah, good arm by catcher there, number 28, Sam Morris. And with the left-hander on the mound, Cole's going to have to keep that lead kind of short here. Third baseman creeps in, expecting the bunt here, and they'll throw over. Almost threw it down the right field line. I'm sure Westfield won't fall for the same trick on themselves.
I hope not.
But you can't pump fake to first anyways if you're throwing over.
You got to go.
Yep. You can only pump fake to second or third. So 0-1 pitch. I'm just trying to see kind of let Austin tip his hand, and I think he was going to bunt because he kind of started moving, opening the stance like he was going to square. Flack comes set. Cole. Oh, Austin leads out there and kind of flails at a bunt attempt. Now 0-2 on him as they throw back again behind Cole. So
Yeah, I mean, now you might have to go with some kind of hit and run here for Cole and Austin. Austin normally does a pretty good job of getting it down on the ground. Normally does a good job bunting, honestly. Maybe the left-hander is throwing him off a bit.
And they throw over again to Cole Brandon. And I always have a problem. I mean, I've made a goof of myself running the bases against left-handers, dove back to first, and they've gone to the plate a few times. But that 45-degree angle rule gives me fits because it's so subjective. And it goes to the plate. Wow, what a pitch. Beautiful curveball. Just drop that thing in there. Not much you can do about that. Strike 3.
Yeah, that came in from the left-hander's batter's box. It almost looked like, as you said, broke across and perfectly perfect pitch for the situation.
Yeah, you just tip your hat on that one. So now up the bat will be Brian Bledsoe, the pitcher. He'll have Cole down there at first still. No score here, just underway in the bottom half of the first inning. And that pitch is called a strike. Looked a little low, but again, we are off center here, so it's kind of hard to really judge up, down, and inside out here where we are. Flack, big sweeping curve again, and Bledsoe swings through that one 0-2. That's a tough pitch to hit.
He might go back to it here.
Yeah, 0-2. He could start it out farther if he wanted to. And that one slapped down to third base. Short hop handled there and on over to first for out number 2. But advancing down to second is Cole Brandon.
So a good job actually putting the ball in play. Montgomery Bell gets the out, but Westfield moves the runner over, so a chance in scoring position for Ryan Fitzpatrick to get a runner home.
And Ryan struggled here early on in the season with his throwing as well as his hitting. He's had a lot of problems throwing down to trying to get runners and short hopping the mound. He acts like he's going to square and bunt here. The runner at second. Now he pulls back and looks at a curveball, but it gets out of the catcher's glove, and advancing down to third is Cole Brandon as he slides awkwardly in there. I think he wasn't quite sure how he wanted to go in. Good thing he's okay. So he advances down to third on the pass ball.
Yeah, good job. I think Ryan, that was what he was trying to do, is draw that third baseman in, see if Cole couldn't steal behind him.
So 1-0 pitch. Ryan chases a high fastball and swings through it. 1-1 now.
But good thing for Westfield, because now potentially a pass ball scores a run, and you don't even need a hit.
And Westfield desperately needs to get some momentum on their side, get an early lead. And Ryan slaps one off the end of the bat to the right side, and it will get out of play just over the screen. So 1-2 now to the Westfield catcher.
So he's going to have to protect the plate against that curveball.
And that's what first base coach down there telling him. He said, keep an eye on that curve. Don't get rung up is what he said. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs here. Bottom of the first. No score. Ryan hangs tough there. He was guarding for that curve and had the fastball come, but still was able to get a piece of it. Remains 1-2.
Yeah, good job right there. Just staying alive in the count. 1-2 your count. Westfield has 2 outs, but a runner on third base. Cole Brandon did a nice job working his way around the base path.
And that curveball just off the plate.
It was well off. It looked good, but it was right on that line on the outside. It never caught the plate.
But a good pitch on a pitcher's count, 1-2. He might go back to it again here. 2-2. And he goes upstairs with a fastball, and Ryan Fitzpatrick swings through it, and that will do it on the Westfield first inning. So no hits, no runs, 1 man left. We go to the top of the second. No score between Westfield and Montgomery Bell. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back to the Hornets' Nest here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network broadcast, as Westfield and Montgomery Bell are knotted at 0 here after the first inning of play. And we talked about it the last time Westfield's out on the field. They orchestrated one of the coolest plays you've seen, as Brian Bledsoe faked the pickoff to second. Everybody acted as if he overthrew it in the center. Runner tried to advance to third, and Brian ran over there and waited on the runner and just tagged him in the chest. He had the ball the entire time.
I wonder if they'll try to go back to that play at some point.
It was a good salesman job, that's for sure. So David Gaw will come back to the plate. He was in the batter's box when that play happened. It was Derek Tusey who was the one who got fooled on it. Montgomery Bell, kind of South Carolina colors. They're crimson red and dark black. And there's a shot by Gaw into the gap in left center field, and that's going to roll to the fence. He's got a chance at 3 here as he comes into second. He'll pull up there with a leadoff double. That was just a solid stroke.
Good hit right there. Good job by Westfield, though, getting the ball back in, preventing him from moving over to third, but a great hit by Gall. And now Montgomery Bell with no outs has a runner on second base in scoring position. Westfield's going to have to toughen up on defense.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful hit. I mean, just solidly stroked right in the gap there, and that double brings up Joe McKinney. And Bledsoe, wow, advances the runner down to third after Bledsoe. I don't know if the ball being wet might have caused that to happen, but he airmailed that one to the screen.
Yeah, it came out of his hand really early, and I think that probably was due to maybe some water on the ball as it rolled out all the way to the fence, unless they changed the ball out. I'm not sure.
So 1-0 count now, McKinney, and high for ball 2. So he has a runner down at third base now with a 2-0 count.
Don't worry about the runner here, though. Try to get him out of the plate and, just pitch to contact.
Ooh, and that one inside just under the chin of McKinney, 3-0, as Westfield kind of brings the corners in here to try to cut off any potential run there, but they do have their middle infielders back in their normal positions. 3-0 count, and that high and inside as well, so a walk to McKinney puts runners at the corner for Winston Hewitt.
And you see now Brian has compounded the problem with a walk. Really let that hit kind of rattle him. And if you don't watch, the inning will unravel on you in a hurry. So just got to settle down. As I said, try to pitch the contact. That runner on third, you can't worry about that hit he got, and you just got to try to focus on the batter at the plate.
So runners on the corner, nobody out for Hewitt. And that ball is low in dirt for ball 1.
Seems like all of a sudden Brian Bledsoe is struggling to find his release point.
Yeah, he pitched pretty well in the first there, in the first 2 batters, and kind of had trouble ever since. And that one's inside as well, because after getting the first 2 batters, he actually had a walk and a hit batsman, and he was only able to get out of the inning because of that odd pickoff play. Since then, he's allowed a double and a walk and 2-0 count. And there's the first strike we've seen in a while from Brian, so hopefully that'll get him back on track.
Yeah, he just needs to relax. You can see it on his face from up here. The facial expression is not looking good for his confidence. He just needs to relax. No harm so far, just pitch and try to get out of the inning.
And got him to chase a high one there for strike 2, so 2-2 now. He's battled back to even the count.
Now just work, try to throw a good all-speed pitch, see if you can't get him out on that front foot and get a strikeout and move on to the next batters.
So 2-2 pitch. Bledsoe fires. And that is strike 3 as it gets past Ryan. The runner from third will come in to score, though. Wait, what happened?
It's a dead ball. The runner at second only gets. I mean, the runner that was at first only gets second.
But why did they call it dead ball?
Because it got stuck.
Okay, there we go. So the runner scores from third. That was Gaw. So they take a 1-0 lead, does Montgomery Bell. But the strikeout of Winston Hewitt gives Westfield 1 out now. But advancing down to second was Joe McKinney. So runner at second now with 1 out for catcher Sam Morris. Umpire making sure he's got everything straight there. Morris, the right-hander, steps in. Looks at the ball. Oh, it's a strike over the inside corner. Good pitch there from Brian Bledsoe.
Yeah, good call. Brian Bledsoe, like I said, 1 run. If you can't overcome that, and that's all you give up, it's just one of those games. But you got to think your offense can score more than that. So get back in the game. Don't hang your head too much about it, and see if you can't get out of the inning with only giving up 1 run.
And that ball was low in the dirt, so 1-1 pitch on the way. And that's smacked between short and third into left field for a clean base hit. And they'll play it station to station there as the runner will advance over to third. Will McKinney, solid single by Morris, brings up Nathan Roberts, the right fielder. Nothing wrong with that, just a good hit by Sam Morris.
Yeah, absolutely. And Westfield does a good job of getting it back in, but another great hit by Montgomery Bell. And tell you what, right now, Westfield, again, struggling to try to get out of innings, and they've allowed hits to be compounded by walking people.
So they got a pinch runner in over there for the catcher, Morris. As looks like the home plate umpire looks like your father-in-law. I don't know if Victor Josie does umpiring in it.
He didn't have that much hair.
Oh, right back where it came from. Almost took Bledsoe's head off there. Solid single and an RBI by Nathan Roberts, and it's 2-0 now Montgomery Bell.
Nice hit right back up the middle, and Montgomery Bell does a good job of just lining all pitches. And right now, Westfield's struggling. And it seems like Montgomery Bell is finding very good pitches to hit early in the count. Yeah. So maybe mix up some curveballs if you're Brian Bledsoe early in the count to try to get them off speed a little bit and then come back to your fastball.
And he gets the leadoff batter, Carter Lavorne, to swing through that one, strike 1. Carter grounded out to Cole Brandon his first time up. So they're back to the top of the order here in the top half of the second inning with 1 out and 2 runners on. And he smacks that one into left field, and it's going to drop in front of Ben Murphy. And his throw to the plate will keep the runners there. So the bases will be loaded after 3 consecutive singles by the Big Red.
Yeah, good job of hitting the curveball right there. He picked it up out of the hand of Brian Bledsoe and slapped it into left field. And Coach Fitt's going to make a trip to the mound. Not sure if he's going to make a change or just give him instructions with the bases loaded here.
He brought out the lineup card like he was thinking about it, but just solid hitting. I don't really know what else to say. It's been just they've been jumping all over that first pitch, like you've said, Brett. They must know that he's coming with the fastball and just waiting on it. And you might want to mix in just different pitches, curveball, changeup, something to get him off balance. So Coach Fitt's still out there with his team. And next week, more home games for Westfield. We'll be out here on Friday, I believe, is our plan at the current time, as we will be doing it'll be Brett and I believe Adam Randall.
Yeah, he said he was going to get back to me on Monday with it for certain, but if not, we might.
Coach Craig might be coming.
Yeah, we might be giving Coach Thomas Craig a call, see if he can't help us out. But got a few guys interested in doing some broadcasts with us. Coach Craig's one of those, and then got a good buddy Adam who wants to get into it. So just
give him a shot.
Trying to give some youngsters a shot.
And Bledsoe fires low and in the dirt, ball 1 to Brandon Bennett, who flew out to deep right field his first time up.
Good job by Ryan right there blocking that ball. If he gets to the backstop, probably going to give up another run.
Bledsoe again from the windup. Outside, ball 2. 2-0 here in the top half of the second inning between Montgomery Bell and Westfield. The Big Red lead, and they're threatening for more as they have the bases loaded. And that pitch is outside and low, so 3-0 now to Brandon Bennett as Bledsoe on the verge of walking in a run here. On deck is Derek Tusey. And ball 4, so he walks in a run, does Bledsoe, and it is 3-0 now. Montgomery Bell.
And you just cannot add insult to injury by, you're giving up hits, but you're making pretty good pitches, and then after those hits, you're compounding the problem by walking batters, and that's not the recipe you need.
No, that is his second walk of the inning, third of the game to go along with a hits batsman as well. So Tusey, number 3 hitter, he walked his first time up. And that pitch is low for ball 1. Tusey was the player that got picked off in the neat play to end the first. But here he has a chance to do some damage, get some serious payback with the bases loaded. Wow. That must have been low, I guess. It looked
Both
over
of
the
those
plate.
must have been low, but
Again, it's hard to tell the height from where we are, but it did look over the plate at least. So hopefully he's dialing it in. 2-0 pitch on the way. High, ball 3. So that's, 7 consecutive balls now from Brian Bledsoe. He might not be long for the game if he walks him here. Not sure who you go to, but
I'll probably give a green light here.
3-0 pitch. Ball 4 in the dirt, and they walk in another run.
Here comes Coach Fitz. That should be it for him.
So we'll see what they do here as they're bringing a player out of the bullpen.
Looks like it's going to be.
Is that Owen Jones?
I think
believe
so.
it is, yes. So Owen Jones will come on to pitch for Westfield as Brian Bledsoe goes an inning and a third. He's given up 4 runs. He's responsible for all the 3 runners on base. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break as we have a pitching change here at Westfield. You listen to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember. And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on MidGASports.net.
And welcome back here to the Hornets Nest. I'm Kenny Kofer alongside me, Brett Taylor, bringing the action live to you here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network, where Westfield trails 4-0 here in the top half of the second inning with 1 out. Owen Jones has come on to replace Brian Bledsoe, and Jones coming into a similar situation that he did the other day where bases are loaded, and he's got the cleanup hitter up to the plate, Cole Cross, who got hit by a pitch his first time. Not an enviable position for Owen Jones. So he comes set, and he fires, and that ball is fired straight up into short right center field. Tanner Westbrook makes the catch as that is going to be an infield fly rule. Tanner went out, stared at the right fielder, and then I think looked up and realized, oh, I got this. And he actually had to take a step in for out number 2.
Yeah, good job right there by Tanner, and good job by Owen Jones pitching out of trouble a little bit, and he's going to have to get this final out, but a big second out in the inning right there for the Westfield Hornets.
So David Gaw will come up to the plate for the second time this inning. He led off the inning with a double into right center field, or left center field. And there he looks at strike one and a curveball from Jones.
Yeah, good pitch by Jones. Nice curveball starting the at bat off with an off-speed pitch and trying to keep Montgomery Bell off balanced.
And that pitch outside, evens count at one apiece. Good stop by Ryan, though, to keep the runner down there at third.
Yeah, absolutely. A tough play to make in the left-handed batter's box, the vacant batter's box, and does a good job keeping it from going to the backstop and giving up another run here for Westfield.
And that ball slapped over the dugout of Montgomery Bell. Makes count 1-2 now. Yeah, got a little ahead on that one.
They got some big kids on this Montgomery Bell team.
So the 1-2 pitch on the way from Jones. In the dirt, off the leg of Ryan. There's going to be a play at the plate, and he's going to be in there safe. So scoring down from third is Carter Lavorne to make it 5-0. And the runners advance to second and third, so that run will be charged to Brian Bledsoe. So Westfield now down 5-0. Seems like it's gotten a little darker here or something all of a sudden.
Yeah, clouds moving, rolling in. It said it might get a little bit of sun around the 3 o'clock hour, but we'll see.
And that pitch, that fouled straight up. And coming in to make the catch is Aiden Murphy in fair territory for out number 3. So Owen Jones comes in and puts out the fire. He lets one in, but it remains 5-0. Westfield trails. So listen to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Set your own banking hours with Planners First Online Banking. Planners First Online Banking allows you to connect and access your bank accounts 24/7. For those that are always on the go, you can check your balances, pay your bills, transfer funds, anytime and anywhere you have internet access. Let Planners First Online Banking make your life a little easier. Planners First, a legacy of excellence since 1896. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And now back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Westfield trails here 5-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. And you can close the book there on Brian Bledsoe. He finished with 1 1/3 innings pitched, had a strikeout, 4 walks, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned here for Westfield. So it looked promising on the start for Brian Bledsoe. He got the first 2 batters pretty quickly and got out of the first inning unscathed, but ran into some trouble there with some solid hits and a lot of walks in the second.
Yeah, absolutely, and just not able to mix his pitches up enough to throw off this Montgomery Bell Big Red team. And offensively, they did a good job of just making solid base hits. And, Westfield just has not made solid contact with the ball for the last 3 games from the batter's box, and they're really going to have to try to manufacture some runs here this afternoon and get back in this game. It seemed starting to sound like a broken record the last 3 games or so. But right now, Westfield just struggling, and they're going to have to find the right recipe to get things going here.
So Aiden Murphy will step in the box, and he'll square around, but he will take strike number 1 there as he pulled back. So you got Murphy, T. Adams, and Chandler Hill, the first 3 batters here in the second. And that pitch high and outside, 1-1.
Just got to start with one batter getting a hit and then try to compound them.
Tries that curveball, but he started it too far outside. 2-1 now. Yeah, they got to do something here. At least get a run to kind of get yourself, some momentum back into this game as we trail 5-0 here. And that pitch inside and in the dirt. So now 3-1 to Aiden Murphy.
Yeah, it looked like Westfield might take the early lead, and Cole was not able to score from third base as he moved all the way around. That was the leadoff hitter, and then things, as you said, the It's just kind of snowballed away from Westfield.
As Aiden Murphy steps out of the box here, the lights come on. I believe they just came on, right? I didn't notice them before.
I think so.
That pitch outside, so a leadoff walk to Aiden Murphy, and Westfield starts the second consecutive inning with a leadoff work and a walk and a base runner down at first.
That's what you need. You need to get base runners, and now T. Adams can try to move them over, put some pressure on that Montgomery Bell Big Red defense, and make some things happen here for Westfield. That's really been the kind of the name of the game. There's been no pressure on pitchers, opposing team pitchers, the last couple of weeks for Westfield.
And T. Adams does his job without even getting the bunt down, as he kind of, I think, diverted the attention of the catcher, and it got past him. So Aiden Murphy advances down to second there on the pass ball.
So now a base hit could potentially score Aiden Murphy, depending on where it is. And T. Adams just wants to get the ball in play and put some pressure on that defense.
And there's a second consecutive pitch past the catcher. Wild pitch there. It gets the runner down to third with nobody out. So Westfield hopefully getting some things going their way here. That was kind of an odd pitch. I don't know if that was a slider or what, but it had like curve action, but it was thrown hard. So,
but I mean, that was a similar thing that happened to Brian Bledsoe last inning. The ball started kind of getting away from him, and I don't know if it's just attributed
moisture.
to the moisture in the air, and maybe that's a good sign for Westfield offensively, because the same thing seemed to have happened to spark Montgomery Bell last half inning. Maybe that can spark Westfield in this half inning, make it tougher for both of these pitchers to find the plate.
So it's a 2-0 count now on T. Adams as Aiden Murphy is down at third base. Flack delivers, and that is ball as well, so 3-0 now.
Must have been high.
Yeah, looked pretty good. So he's throwing a lot of balls to start here, and he 4 straight to walk T. Adams. So runners at the corners now for Chandler Hill, the designated hitter.
So he's thrown 8 balls out of 9 pitches.
Yeah, not too good of a start here to the second inning for Wilson Flack, who in the first inning struck out 2 batters, got a ground out to third, and had 1 walk. But here he started with 2 straight, and Hill with a chance. Do you try the safety squeeze here, have him bunt, and try to get T. Adams? And let's see what they do. And he had a good pitch to bunt on, too, and bunted right through it, did Chandler Hill.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of torn. Obviously, you trust him to get the bunt down, but maybe Coach Fitz is just trying to get something positive going for Westfield.
Squares around again, but sees that breaking ball high, 1-1.
Because my thought is maybe try to have a big inning here, but maybe he just wants to try to get something going for him.
Right. It's almost like, taking a field goal after a long drive or something. It's not your optimal, result, but, get a little momentum. And now he swings through here, so he takes the bunt sign off, and Flack fires one by Hill. It's 1-2. You'd imagine here, obviously, that the bunt sign would be off at 2 strikes.
Yeah, he just needs to try to choke and poke here and put something in play. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, if he can poke one out to the right side, second baseman, they're shaded up the middle. And there goes T. Adams, and it's a ground ball to second base. And the runner's going to score. A great job, RBI ground out by Chandler Hill. He does everything right there. Gets the run home, gets the runner down to second as he grounds out 4-3.
Situational hitting, and that's what he did right there. Gets another runner in scoring position, as you said, and scores a run, so an RBI, and a good job all the way around with 2 strikes getting the runner home.
So great job by Chandler Hill. And now another runner in scoring position for Ben Murphy, the left fielder. He goes raw here. No batting gloves, just old school. And he looks at a strike, belt high down the middle.
Yeah, and that's my thought. Try to have a big inning here. Because you've got Ben Murphy, and then now you're really coming back up at the top of your lineup. Even though Tanner's batting 9th, he's really a top 3 or 4 hitter for Westfield.
Yeah, it's almost like having two leadoff hitters at 9 and 1. And he squares around, and there's a bunt, and barely rolls foul. Just foul. That would have been a infield hit because he caught the third baseman off guard on that one.
Yeah, that was a great hit or great bunt, and it just, as you said, I thought maybe it might hit that line, and if it was chalk instead of paint like it is now, it probably would have just, especially as soggy as it is today, it would have just sat in there and stayed on the line. But with it being paint, it just continued to ride on that angle it was started on.
So 0-2 now to Murphy. Adams leads off out at second base, Flack to the plate, high for ball 1. Yeah, I thought with the, Westfield, beautiful field, but they don't have dirt paths on their lines going down third and first base, so I thought that might slow it down a little bit and keep it fair, but no such luck. 1-2 pitch, curveball, strike 3 over the outside corner. Great pitch that time from Flack. Not much Murphy could have done with that. And he kind of knew it. He kind of stepped out there. It's one of those where you almost get your face right to where the ball crosses the plate, like, yeah, I should have hit you. So out number 2, and Tanner Westbrook to the plate. Westfield trails 5-1 here in the bottom half of the second. Runner down at second base, T. Adams. Tanner looks at the ball, low and outside. It's going to be sad to see him go after this year. He's been in the mix no matter what sport it is. Tanner is always around the ball and showing effort every single time, no matter the sport. Swings and misses there, 1-1.
Yeah, good job of, is it Wilson? Is that his name?
It is, yep, Wilson Flack.
Wilson Flack. I mean, he's done a good job pitching around some of the trouble he put himself in. Only giving up 1 run would be great, but Tanner needs to try to come up with a big hit here.
And he fouled one back here over our head for strike number 2.
I'd be looking dead for that curveball right here.
Especially if you're a lefty. I mean, if you're a curveball or you're a curveball pitcher, left-hander against a left-hander, you started at the front shoulder and just break that thing open.
I'd be looking for it and try to spank it into left field or right field.
Almost. He checks his swing there. So 2-2. Yeah, it's almost like do you pull your hips open expecting it and just, I mean, if you time a curveball, there's no telling how far you can hit the ball. It's just hard to get it lined up. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, and that one bounces up there, full count. Good stop, though, by the catcher, Sam Morris, and keeps the ball in front. It's a full count to Tanner Westbrook. Cole Brandon is on deck.
He was coming with the heat right there.
Yeah, I just overcooked it. Threw it about 55 feet. And that one's low and in the dirt. So Tanner Westbrook walks, and Westfield has runners at first and second with the top of the lineup coming up, and Cole Brandon.
Yeah, their best hitter, Cole, coming up, and if he can get a hold of one here, I don't think he's going to hit one out here today as the wind is blowing into our face.
And the air is kind of thick with the mist.
But he could definitely, if he can get in a gap, get a chance to get at least down around a third and score 2 runs, especially with his speed on the paths.
So Flack winds, and it's a C&I single in between second and first, and there's going to be a play at the plate. Here comes Owen Wilson, or T. Adams, excuse me, and he slides in and gets in with his hand, and 2 runners advance down to second and third.
Great
RBI
slide.
single.
Absolutely outstanding slide, and he gets wide and gets around the catcher to make that slide into home plate, and a great slide right there by T. Adams, and a good hit. As you said, C&I ground ball. But, hey, you'll take that all day long. 5-2 now, and Westfield has runners on second and third with an opportunity here to get even closer.
Yeah, this is exactly what Coach Fitz needed here to kind of get some momentum back and
bounce back inning.
They finally caught some breaks. I mean, that wasn't the hardest hit ball. It just hit it between 2 players, and it's 5-2. Osburnett swings and foul tips it into the catcher's glove for strike 1. Brian Bledsoe checked out, so Owen Jones will be on deck batting into 3 hole. And that one slapped just fouled on the third base line for strike 2.
Man, that was going to be one of those bang-bang plays at first. That's the kind of ball that Austin likes because he normally can run those out with his speed. Those slow ground balls that take forever to get to the fielder.
So 0-2 pitch on the way to Austin Burnett, and he fouls it back over near the softball field. It remains 0-2. Westfield trailing here 5-2. They have runners at second and third. Cole Brandon's down at second. Tanner Westbrook down at third base. 2 outs. Pitch from Flack, and Burnett fouls one off to the right side again. I think that one stung his hands just a little bit.
Yeah, it's not too cold of a day, but
cold enough if you get one off the end of that bat, it's going to vibrate all the way down.
The weather app says it's 70 right now. It doesn't feel 70.
No, not with the cool mist in the air. And that one slapped into right center. Will it get down? Right fielder comes on and makes the catch for out number 3. So Westfield, they get 2 runs and they leave 2, but they trail 5-2 as we head to the third. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back to the Hornets' Nest, where Westfield trails 5-2 to the Montgomery Bell Big Red here as we head to the top of the third inning. And leading off for Montgomery Bell will be shortstop Joe McKinney, followed by Winston Hewitt and Sam Morris. All the scoring done in this game has been in the second inning, as Westfield allowed 5 on just 4 hits in the second, and then Westfield came back and got 2 runs on 1 hit in their bottom half of the second inning. But overall, Westfield, with as bad as it could have been there in the second, they got to be pleased to get 2 back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just needed some kind of momentum, as you said. Coach Fitz kind of pressed the right buttons in that inning and got 2 across. And, now you're kind of back in the game and settled down a little bit after that big inning from Montgomery Bell. And those are the things you need to have happen with your offense. Just chip away slowly at the lead, get back in the game, and try to play good defense. Pitch to contact.
So Owen Jones working in his second inning of relief. There was a curveball low for ball 1 to Joe McKinney. Imagine these guys will load up the bus and head on down to Florida right after this one.
It's a long day. Not sure where they were, if they were coming from North Georgia or
Atlanta or something.
Where they came from, other than we know they came from Nashville, but they didn't ride from Nashville to Westfield today. So
no, that'd be a good 8-hour drive or so. And he hangs the curveball up there for ball 2, so 2-1 now from Jones.
But yeah, probably, as you said, this game should be over close to 3:30, I would assume, and then shortly after that, Montgomery Bell probably headed south to the Sunshine State.
Ooh, did he check his swing? No, he said he went around, so strike 2, 2-2. That's tough call there. I mean, when you're doing high school officiating and umpiring, you normally only have 2 umpires. I always remember, I couldn't help but laugh. I'll say that for this pitch. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fouled back to the screen. But I remember umpiring when we were in college. I was the base umpire, and I was standing out in the second, between second and shortstop there in that position. There was a check swing. Home umpire pointed out to me, and I'm like, are you serious?
Was it Bill Price?
I don't remember, but I just thought, How am I going to be able to tell if that guy went around? It was a right-handed hitter.
Safe.
Foul
To me,
ball.
safe's the default call if you don't know.
Exactly. I was just like, yeah, okay, safe. So that was foul back to the screen,
And
2
then
and 2.
everybody yelled at you like Brett does.
Pretty much, yep, exactly. What are you looking at?
I don't like that position. I think that's what C position,
I believe, yep.
because A, B, and then C.
We both
I
umpired.
almost got hit. I had to do a matrix style move out there to avoid a line drive.
Ground ball over to third base. Aiden Murphy steps in, comes up with a clean, good throw on to first base for out number 1. Ground ball out 5-3, and Winston Hewitt will be the batter. The left fielder struck out swinging his first time.
I felt like a chubby gymnast. I was doing like a that kind of a move going back.
Rolls were just flying. I hated umpiring. There wasn't a worse time I've ever had.
I didn't mind umpiring softball, but umpiring, the only thing that wasn't very fun about umpiring softball is it was pretty much an 8-hour day.
Yes, on your feet all day long. Ball 1 high to...
I remember one day you and I did a tournament in Statesboro, and then we got done, and I went and bought the biggest sub I could get from Larry's Giant Subs and went back to the apartment and just, I think, went to bed for 14 hours.
Yeah, fell asleep like 8 o'clock. Strike 1 on that swinging pitch as 1-1.
Onion?
Yeah, that is tomato onion. Mayo mustard Italian dressing.
I love Larry's.
Good stuff. 1-1 pitch on the way from Jones. Curveball just off the plate there. Jones wanted that one. I've been very impressed with Owen Jones. That's somebody I hadn't really heard much about, but these past 2 games that he's come in, he's done very, very well.
He's kind of steadied the ship.
Oh. Ooh. And there we go. Speak his praises, and he nails the player in the head there. I think he's okay. He squatted down. I think it was just a glancing blow off the top of his helmet.
Sure beats what happened the last time with the bloody nose.
Yes. Yep. Hopefully
How
Jones...
many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah.
That's what the umpire's doing right now.
Our former assistant principal down there as the field umpire today, Mr. Jordan. His son Tyler graduated with me. Yeah, I think he's living up in Washington, D.C. now.
Oh, wow.
Not sure what he's doing up there. Maybe he's hanging out with Frank Underwood and Claire Underwood.
Or President Obama.
You obviously don't watch House of Cards?
No.
Oh, got to watch it. Sam Morris now to the plate with a runner on first base. Sam singled and scored back in the 2nd inning, as Hewitt appears to be okay. That pitch must have been low for ball 1.
I'm anxiously awaiting the return of a certain show in April.
Game of Thrones?
Absolutely.
That will be a good one. I'm telling you, you got to get on the House of Cards kick, man.
Everybody's on that right now.
It's a great show. Although the 3rd season one is good. Strike 1 and the throw down to 2nd on the steal. Oh!
Ooh, he almost fell off.
Yep, almost came off, but a clean steal down there by Winston Hewitt. Much better throw that time from Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it was a close play. But Hewitt gets in there. Now they have a runner in scoring position, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
I think that was an off-speed pitch. Probably helped Hewitt get down there.
Yeah, and that was a take all the way from Morris. So 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on the curveball that broke out into the left-handed batter's box. I always had the cleanest plate whenever I was the umpire. I didn't want to speck on that thing. Get it off. I probably shouldn't have done that, though, because I could have made myself look better. If they couldn't see the plate, they would have thought maybe it was a better strike call. Or...
No.
So 1-2 now on Sam Morris. On deck is Nathan Roberts. He also singled back in the 2nd. And ground ball off the fist down to third base. Runner's going to advance to third as Aiden Murphy throws on. Got him by a step. Down there is good play by Aiden. Had a little bit of trouble getting out of his glove, but he gets out in time for out number 2.
Good plays by Aiden Murphy, and Westfield has 2 outs in the inning. The runner on third, though, for Montgomery Bell. And Owen Jones has a chance here to work a clean 3rd inning. Just got to try to pitch to contact again, let his defense work. He's got some very good infielders working right now.
And he starts with a curveball over the outside corner for strike one. Roberts singled, had an RBI single, and came home to score as well in the second inning. He is the number 9 batter for the Big Red. Carter Lavorne is on deck. That one in the dirt. Good stop from Ryan Fitzpatrick to keep it in front.
Yeah, Ryan smothered that ball.
Westfield trails here 5-2 as the clouds looks like they're finally starting to open up a little bit, maybe bring some sun out here. Seems like it's gotten a little bit warmer too over the past few minutes. 1-1 pitch. There's a good pitch right there. Fastball of the outside corner. 1-2. Jones needs one more strike to get out of this with no runs. He has a runner down there at third base. Kicks and fires. Foul ball off to the right side by Roberts. Count will remain 1-2. Tell you, looks like T. Adams has about a pound worth of dirt on his backside and his leg. Yeah, because out here on Tuesday, the ground was very dry and the dirt was blowing everywhere. But with all this rain, it's nice and muddy now. 1-2 pitch. Crossed him up there. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So no runs, no hits. One man left to the bottom of the third. Westfield still trails 5-2. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh.
Sit.
You train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy, you know? I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back into the Hornets' Nest. Westfield trails 5-2 to the Montgomery Bell Big Red out of Nashville, Tennessee. But great half-inning work right there by Owen Jones. And gets out of the inning with a runner stranded on third base. And Westfield comes back here with, I believe, Owen Jones will be leading off here, number 20. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then after that, is it Aiden?
It is.
So those will be your first 3 hitters here for Westfield as they work here in the bottom half of the third inning, trying to inch closer in this 5-2 contest as they have trailed ever since the top of the second inning.
So Flack will go to work here against Jones, Fitzpatrick, and Murphy. Jones steps in to the batter's box and looks the ball low and outside for ball 1.
And Westfield did a very good job of working the count last inning. They need to continue that here in this half inning. See if they can't get some more runners on early with no outs.
And there's a strike. So 1-1 now to Owen Jones. And can't say enough about the job he's done his past 2 outings pitching. Don't know of his hitting prowess yet, but he'll have his chance. There's a good pitch there. Fastball over the outside corner from Flack. 1-2 now. Looks like we got a ladybug nest or something. There's like 2 or 3 of them all right here.
Wow.
And that pitch is high. 2-2.
Flack's had trouble finding that curveball the last inning and a half here. Westfield needs to try to take advantage of some of those fastballs.
And swing and a miss for strike 3 from Owen Jones. That is out number 1 for Westfield. And Ryan Fitzpatrick will come to the plate. He is 0 for 1 here this afternoon with a strikeout swinging as well back in the first inning.
And just as I say that, Owen Jones swings through one.
Well, he went upstairs with it, I think.
Yeah.
That's appealing. You see it because it's close to your eye level, and you're like, oh, yeah, it looks good. But you got to get your hands on top of it, and that's hard to do. So Flack Fires one over the outside corner. 0-1. So he's not messing around in this inning. He's come out firing. And he's doing it against the heart of the Westfield order. Ryan out in front, though. There's a little change of pace. 0-2. Ryan just seems very uncomfortable right now at the plate. Hopefully he can get himself back into the groove. We know he can hit the ball. He's a very good player. And there's a ball slapped over to first base. Great play from the first baseman that time, robbing Ryan Fitzpatrick of a double. Cole Cross got in front of it, knocked it down, regained it, and stepped on the bag there for out number 2.
Yeah, that was an excellent play. As you said, he did a good job of just knocking the ball down, and ball actually came back towards the bag, and it made it easy for himself to just pick it up and step on it. And Ryan just can't buy a break here.
No, I mean, that was a solidly hit ball across. Big body over there, did a good job getting in front. And Aiden Murphy well out in front of that breaking ball. Swings, and I think he foul tipped it there, so it's 0-1. Sun is fully out here now.
Feels good.
0-1 pitch on the way. And that one bounces up there. 1-1. Aiden thought about it. And that curveball can do that to you sometimes.
Make you want it.
So they got a pitcher down there warming up out on the visiting side over here. So I don't know how long they intended to work Mr. Flack. And that ball slapped out to short. Good stop and a throw on to first for out number 3. So a clean inning there from Wilson Flack. And that'll do it on Westfield's third. They still trail 5-2. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back to the Hornets' Nest, where we head to the top of the 4th inning. Westfield trails 5-2 here to the Montgomery Bell Big Red, as leading off for Montgomery Bell. This inning will be the top of the order. It will be Carter Lavorne, Brandon Bennett, and Derek Tusey for the Big Red, who got 5 runs in the second on 4 walks and 4 hits from Brian Bledsoe. But since Owen Jones has come in, he's really shut him down here, hasn't allowed any runs, and I believe he has also not allowed any hits. So he has done a fantastic job. He popped out the cleanup hitter to second base and then allowed a pop out to third base to end the second. And then last inning, he got 2 ground outs to third and a strikeout swinging.
He dinged somebody on the head, though, didn't he?
He did. He has a hit by pitch. The only base runner he's allowed. And that pitch outside for ball 1 to Carter Lavorne.
Right on the top of the head. Right on the noggin.
1-0 pitch on the way from Jones. Strike right down the middle.
Good pitch right there. He's, as you said, finding that zone and getting it. He's done an excellent job the last 2 times that we've seen him. I mean, here today and then previous time, just pitching to contact, allowing his defense to work, and then he's also been able to come up with some big strikeouts as well.
There, though, he throws a ball. It's 2-1. And I can't get over just how quick things kind of burned off here. Sun's come out pretty nice. There's a strike, 2-2.
Working the corners right now. Doing a good job of mixing his pitches up.
Owen was our Sonic player of the game last time we broadcast. And very polite young man said, "Thank you, Mid-Georgia Sports, for making me the player of the game." And it gets the players swinging and missing there for out number 1. Like I told him, I said, we didn't make you. You earned that one, and he's well on his way to possibly earning it again here today.
Yeah, I mean, very surprises for our first 3 games. Giles played so good in the first game that we did, and in fact, he's probably played the most consistent the last games that we've seen him. I think he had some prior academic engagements this morning that kind of, I think he's on the way to the game, but had some very important SATs going on, so he hasn't been in the game here today. But then you had Owen Jones the last game be our player of the game, so very impressed with some of the folks that maybe we might not have thought would have been those go-to guys for Westfield.
And congratulations to Giles on being an all-state basketball performer this year. As that ball slapped out over Tanner Westbrook's head into right field for a clean base hit from Brandon Bennett.
Nice hit right there. There's nothing you can do about that.
Also, congrats to Caitlin Mosley and Chelsea Whaley as well. I think they were all-state performers for the girls basketball teams, and they are actually up in South Carolina playing in a all-star basketball tournament of some sort up in Columbia with Coach Chip Champion up there. A lot of talent here at Westfield. That ball just off the plate for ball 1. The sports season goes by fast. I mean, football starts and then there's no break for these kids if they play all these sports. We've talked about that. 3 days after football, you're playing basketball. 3 days after basketball, you're playing baseball. There's a ground ball to short. This could be a double play. Cole to Tanner on to first, overthrows, but it comes right back to T. Adams. So they do get the lead runner. No error on that there, as you can't assume the double play. So that will be a ground out, force out, 6-4.
So even if you throw it in the stands, it's not an error?
From what I understand, on a double play ball.
I
know. I don't. Know? Sometimes the rules don't make sense. You're right. If you're gonna have an errant throw, do it on a double play. I guess.
Because you won't get caught for it. Although
unless he advanced.
The advancement. Yeah, if you throw it in the stands, you'd advance.
Yeah.
Advance a base, right? 90 feet.
I believe. Don't go. We don't need him to go all Chuck Knobloch on us, you know. Jones throws back over to first. Tusi gets back. So Tusi's down at first base. Cole Cross in the batter's box. He got hit by a pitch in the first and then popped out to second base on an infield fly rule back in the second.
Ooh.
And that was inside, ball 2. We got 2 outs here in the 4th. Carter Lavorne struck out swinging, and then the force out there as Cole got tossed it over to Tanner Westbrook. And there's a good pitch. 2-1 now to Cole Cross. Just after the 2 o'clock hour, 2:05 here. As the runner's going to go, there's a strike and the throw. Oh, man. Great throw from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And that one skipped in there, but I guess he got in just in front of the tag. Looked like he might have tagged him maybe on the forearm elbow area. So if he got in there, it was by that length. But the pitch was a strike, so it's 2-2.
Yeah, he looked like he was dead out. But I am probably,
120 feet away or so?
Good ways.
Don't doubt Coach Jordan.
Mr.
Jordan.
I can't see from here. I mean, it just
the ball and him arrive fairly close to each other. Curveball, and that one slapped, fouled on the left field line, out of play down there. Mary Stevens Hayes will go retrieve it.
They throw it back in.
Yep. She said she loves to hear her name on the radio, so that's what we're going to do.
Who?
Mary Stevens Hayes.
Oh.
So 2-2, your count with 2 outs here. Jones gets them swinging in the inning. Great job by Owen Jones. So they leave a runner, 1 hit, and no runs, and we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Score remains 5-2. Montgomery Bell. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back to the Hornets Nest. Kenny Kofor, Brett Taylor live here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Westfield trails 5-2 as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. T. Adams will lead it off. He'll be followed by Chandler Hill and Ben Murphy here in Westfield's half of the fourth inning. All runs scored in the second. 5 runs for Montgomery Bell, 2 for Westfield. As the sun is fully out now, Brett's going to have to break out those
sunglasses.
Costas. I got my cheap Target brand.
Hey.
So Adams looks at a strike of the outside corner.
Hey, they work. Trust me, I did not pay full price for these. These are an eBay special.
Wilson Flack fires one low. He has also kind of settled into a rhythm here. He had a very good third inning. He got Westfield to go 1-2-3 on 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And that is a 1-1 count now on Adams. Ooh, self-defense there as Adams swings and misses. That was an odd-looking pitch, or swing, I guess, from T. Adams.
As you said, he more defending himself than anything, I think. Turn me up, son.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And Adams hangs in there as he fouls that one back to the screen. First base coach down there telling me you got to find a way to win this battle. Get down there and just fight. Slap it somewhere. So the 1-2 pitch on the way again from Flack. Curveball, got him swinging. Gets past the catcher. Adams runs down towards first, and they'll get him by a step. So strikeout swinging there from T. Adams will bring up Chandler Hill, who drove home Westfield's first run on an RBI ground out to second base back in the second inning.
Good job of pitching by Flack, and
yeah, he's really
tough pitch to lay off.
He now has 5 strikeouts of Westfield hitters. And that pitch must have been a little high because it looked over the plate. But he also has 4 walks. And that is not good, but he's only allowed 2 runs. The inning had all those walks in was the inning he allowed 2 runs, obviously. And there's a good pitch, 1-1 to Chandler Hill. I guess that's no surprise. You walk guys, most of the time you're going to allow runs.
Absolutely. It's normally a direct correlation.
And that one in the dirt outside. 2-1 now to Chandler Hill.
And he walked Chandler the last time, I believe.
No, Chandler actually was the one he grounded out to second to drive home that
oh, yeah,
run.
That's right. You're right.
But he had sandwiched a couple walks in there ahead of Chandler that allowed that run, or Chandler to come up and ground him, get him home.
Good call, my son.
Hey, I just got a scorebook. It helps me. That one in the dirt. 3-1 now to Chandler Hill. One of the guys we'll have to pay attention to in the fall. I believe he got a lot of action late in games I think he was an offensive guard on the football team. I'm sure he'll see some action in the fall. And there's a strike to make the count full, 3-2.
I like Chandler Hill's approach at the plate, though, making Flack work, not just swinging anything that he throws up there.
So full count pitch on the way. And fouled off down the right field line. Just a little late. He swung a half second earlier. That might have been in the fair territory down into the corner. So we'll do it again here with a full count pitch. Flack on into his 4th inning of work. Done a great job for the Big Red. Winds and fires. In the dirt, ball 4. Good at bat that time from Chandler Hill to work a walk from Flack.
Yeah, he's got an RBI today, and then now on this at bat, forces a walk, and that's what you want. Just get things going for your team offensively. You need base runners, and
Connor Doles will come out to run for Chandler Hill. We have got to get an interview with Connor Doles. It's a must.
All right. I'll work on that. I'll call his agent.
Just the way we have yet to meet him, but he seems to be a crowd favorite for some reason, and I got a feeling there's a good reason why that is. He's probably a comedian, but then watch him interview with us, and yes, no, yes. Somebody out there in the left field back of that truck just dropped something over the left field fence and had to run over there and get it. So Ben Murphy will step in. Ben looked at strike 3 back in the 2nd inning, hoping for a better result here as Flack will work from the stretch with Connor Doles down at first base. Ooh, curveball almost hit him there, and ball 1.
That's when you just need to lean in right there.
Yep, stick the elbow out and take one.
Whoops.
Do a little Roger Dorn action. So 1-0 pitch. And Ben Murphy swings and misses there, 1-1.
Need something solid.
Ben came on in football, really. Didn't know much about him really from the previous year, but he really stepped up and played great at defensive end, linebacker position. Doles dives back safely on the pickoff attempt. But yeah, he played well. He did have that sprained ankle, I believe, in the Westminster game, but he was a key factor. I didn't know who was going to take Charlie Ayer's place, and he did a good job. And he slaps one down the third base line. Good stop from the third baseman there. He throws on to first and short hops, and the first baseman Cross can't control it. So he reaches there on an error, E5, on the throw, and Westfield's in business here with runners at first and second.
Yeah, you just put the ball in play, and you never know what might happen. And as you said, a funky hop down at third gives him an opportunity to get down the base path and put pressure on that first baseman to make a play on the bounce, and just not able to handle the baseball. So Westfield runners on first and second with 1 out. Tanner Westbrook at the plate.
And Tanner walked and got around to third base where he was stranded in the second. And that pitch outside, Connor Doles way off the bag out there.
Getting a little froggy.
Let's see if they try the same play Westfield did. Similar situation. 1-0 count on Tanner Westbrook. Flack comes set and fires, and that ball is low. So 2-0. Tanner is squaring around, but you wonder, is that just to fake him out, or is he really going to bunt? The first baseman comes charging.
Not sure. Maybe to give some runners a chance to get moving quicker.
And it is a clean bunt. He's going to beat that. No way they're going to get Tanner. And they throw it down the field, down the right field line. That's going to score a run. Great bunt. Tanner Westbrook, infield single, and a run scores on the throwing error from Flack.
Connor Doles excited over there, and as you said, that was a perfect bunt.
I was wondering why. I mean, you would think you want to bunt it to third base because it didn't have the wheel play on. They didn't have anybody coming up, so you know the third baseman isn't going to charge. But nonetheless, a run scores there on the E1. So no RBI for Tanner, but her run does score. And now they have runners at the corners with 1 out, and they trail 5-3 here in the 4th.
They're putting on the play that they're going to run here with runners on first and third and the open bag at second in case of a steal.
So Flack, big breaking ball, left it upstairs though. 1-0 as Cole Brandon steps to the plate. He has walked and singled, has an RBI here this afternoon. The Georgia Southern commit. Swings, big cut there from Cole, but comes up empty, 1-1. There he goes, looking again at his wristband. Must have went against the scouting report. So 1-1 pitch, and there goes Tanner Westbrook. They throw back, and Tanner is going to be safe, and the run scores.
Got up underneath it.
Yeah. Shortstop thought he got him.
He tagged him too high, I think. He tagged him up around the chest. It wasn't even really that close, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, no argument there from the dugout. The shortstop's wondering what's going on, but
normally when the ball beats you there, you're out, but that tag was a high, very similar, I guess, to the one earlier where there was a bang-bang play at second where Ryan threw down. But this one was even higher, I think.
Odd play there, but Westfield's within a run now with a runner at second. And Cole swings and misses there. 1-2 now on Cole Brandon with a chance to tie things up.
He's got such a pretty swing. It's just, I don't understand how he's missing the ball. Obviously, timing is just a little off right now.
Yeah, when he lines it up with his, you're right, that swing is very compact. And there's a good, solid hit out in right field. Could be a play at the plate, but they're going to hold Tanner as Cole's stuck between first and second, and Tanner could have come home. But he's going to stay there, so Cole advances a runner to third.
Probably a wise move just to
play it safe.
Play it safe. You don't want to make your second out at home plate, especially when you've kind of put together a rally here out of really nothing.
And that might do it for Mr. Flack. We'll have to see, as his coach will.
They haven't had anybody working yet, have they?
Well, they had somebody earlier down the third baseline.
But not this inning. Maybe,
No.
I don't know, maybe he might pull in a fielder, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's just talking, seeing how he feels.
And, nope, here we go.
Yep.
So we will have a relief pitcher come into the game. So we'll take a quick break and be back with you. Westfield threatening here, down 5-4. Runners at the corners with one out in the bottom of the fourth. You listen to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back here to the Hornets' Nest, where there is a pitching change for Montgomery Bell. Jack Anderson will come on to relieve Wilson Flack. Flack went 3 1/3 here this afternoon. He had 5 strikeouts this afternoon, but he also had 5 walks. So not the best line with that. And he's allowed 4 runs thus far, but he's responsible for both of the runners at first and third for Westfield. And Austin Burnett will come to the plate with a chance to tie this thing up or give Westfield the lead.
Yeah, just impressed with Westfield. They've really fought back and put themselves in a position to tie the game, possibly take the lead if they can get Cole all the way around from first. But, I think more importantly than trying to win this game is the fact that Westfield's fighting and finding ways to score runs, and that can only build their confidence.
So Anderson, big, tall, lanky right-hander, comes set and fires. Fastball inside. Austin better watch out. And here comes, he is, oh, they got him out. Sorry, there's a lot of action going on there as Tanner Westbrook came home to score, but thrown out trying to advance from first to third was Cole Brandon.
I think Austin got out of the way finally, but
he was on his hands and knees, and
he was lucky.
Yeah, that was close there. But so how that will go would be, I guess, a 1-2-5 put out on Cole Brandon, who's out, but Austin enables Tanner Westbrook to score. And there's a swinging strike, 1-1. So the bases are clear, but Westfield has tied it up.
It's hard when you're trying to get out of the way of a ball and then you don't know where it ended up, and the runner's coming home.
He fouls that one off his leg for strike 2. Yeah, that was an odd sequence as Austin dove out of the way to get out of the way of the pitch. He was on his hands and knees right there in the right-hander batter's box, and here comes Tanner Westbrook barreling down the line. He looks over at the last second, and there he is. And the pitcher's there, too. And that ball's in the dirt.
It almost looked like he was trying to find where the baseball was. Is why he was still in the base pass. He didn't want to get in the way of the catcher, but
it's almost a big mass pile up there. And Anderson throws in the dirt again, full count now.
Which I guess could have been interference if he wouldn't have got out of the way, but
yeah, he did, and I don't think it would have mattered. He was going to get in there anyway.
Yeah, if he had to slide over top of him.
But Cole tried to take advantage and go from first to third, but he got thrown out. That one's fouled again off Austin.
Which I think Cole was probably safe, but they teach
angle.
you, the umpire is really at a disadvantage because he's having to look at it from behind the play to see.
He looks safe to me, but you're right.
If he moves towards the bag over here, he gets in the way of the throw.
Right.
So he's got to stay over there, and it's just tough.
So full count pitch again, and that one's in the dirt. Back to the screen, so Burnett will advance down to first on the walk from Anderson. And he throws fast. And they're going to bring on Bledsoe to come back out and hit for Owen Jones. So I guess you can close the book there on Owen Jones. Another great outing for him. You might see Giles Amos come in relief at the pitcher position when we get to the top of the 5th. So Bledsoe started the game at pitcher, and his first and only at bat so far, grounded out third to first. And now he'll come on to hit here in the bottom of the 4th, back into the game. And I don't know if he'll burn his spot after this, as Giles will come in to take his spot in the 3-hole. And there goes Austin. No, he fakes as the ball's in the dirt, ball 1. So Austin bluffs down there at first, had me going. But again, another great outing from Owen Jones. Anderson throws back over to first. He's got Austin hung up. Austin was going to go on the pitch, and they got him picked there. No, safe. He dove back clean. Wow.
Must have not able to get the tag on him, not sure.
But he overslid the bag like he did on Tuesday. Had to dive back. So they're lucky, is Westfield, on that. Being aggressive on the base paths, but sometimes that can get you.
Sometimes I think Austin just wants to get the jersey dirty.
He is one of those old school types. He does like to mix it up, that's for sure. And he's going again now as a strike there. The catcher couldn't gain control of it, though. So Austin advances down to second on the steal. But it was a strike, so 1-1 now to Brian Bledsoe with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Tie ball game, 5 apiece. Actually gotten kind of hot now. And he grounds one out towards the shortstop area. He's going to trickle into left field. Here comes Austin Burnett with a chance to take the lead. There's going to be a play at the plate, and Austin is safe. And advancing down to second is Brian Bledsoe. Westfield takes the lead here in the fourth inning on an RBI single from Brian Bledsoe.
And Westfield's finally starting to put the ball in play when they have runners in scoring position. And when you do that, you just put pressure on the defense to make a play. And I tell you what, good job by Westfield coming back in this inning and showing some real grit and determination to find a way to get runners across.
So Ryan will come to the plate with a runner at second, and he can add to the lead now. He has grounded out to first and struck out swinging into first. And he gets hit there, it sounded like. Yeah, I thought so. Glances that off his left shoulder, so he is a hit by pitch. And now you have Aiden Murphy with 2 runners on. So Jack Anderson can't quite close this inning out. Westfield just keeps pulling ahead. Swing and a miss there from Aiden Murphy. He wanted that one bad. You could tell that was a good swing. I thought he had it timed right, but swung through it.
Aiden's one of those guys, though, that you can normally always rely on to put the ball in play. He's got 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. This will be a good time, again, to try to go to that left side of the infield.
And that pitch, strike over the outside corner.
That one tailed back. That was a good pitch right there.
He's got some heat. He's long, very long and lanky, long legs. So you can kind of turn that body into a rubber band, and fire it down there. Man, it has really turned out to be a nice day.
It's pretty.
And that one slapped back to the mound. Coming up with the shortstop, he has trouble. And now he tries to throw back to third. So Westfield lucks out there on an E6 by the shortstop. That's the 3rd error of the inning for Montgomery Bell, and Westfield has them loaded with T. Adams to the plate, and T led off the inning with a strikeout swinging.
Been a long inning.
That it has. And looks at the ball outside. Westfield with the bases loaded here. They lead by 1. 6-5 is your score in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2 outs. Westfield has pushed 4 runners across in this 4th inning. And T. Adams almost gets hit there. Gets out of the way, 2-0.
If he could hit one right over top of the first base head.
Roll for days.
Got a lot of green grass out there.
Shortstop playing up the middle there. T looks at a strike right down the pipe there for strike 1, 2-1 now.
Wonder how different this infield's going to play when the grass really starts coming through. There's just a lot of rye down there, I think. Still, as it starts to get heat up, there's going to be...
Oh, what a great hit. Right through the hole at shortstop. That's going to score 2. As he gets past the left fielder, that's going to score 3. It's going to clear the bases. And T. Adams is going to pull into second and actually he's going to get tagged out at third, but the run does score. So all 3 score on the single and error out there in left. And Westfield now up 9-5 as we head to the 5th inning. You're listening to Westfield Baseball here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh.
Sit.
You train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy, I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime,
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net. And welcome back to the Hornets' Nest for a big 4th inning for Westfield. They put 7 across, and they take the lead 9-5. Bases clearing single by T. Adams there on the last at bat of that inning as he solid single to left, got through the left fielder.
Oh, so Aiden's going to be pitching.
Okay, so Aiden will come on to pitch. Bledsoe will just move down to third base. We've seen Aiden pitch a few times here this early in the season. He's struggled a little bit. Hopefully he can get back on track here this afternoon.
Yeah, he just needs some confidence, I think. But right now, Westfield has given him a 4-run lead to work with, and they just need to try to close out this game as they go to the top of the 5th. On top 9-5, so a good comeback here for the Westfield Hornets.
And Westfield in that inning had 4 hits, 4 errors by Montgomery Bell, and they scored 7 runs, did the Hornets. So they chased Wilson Flack. Jack Anderson came in. The book on Wilson Flack, 3 1/3 innings, 5 Ks, 5 walks, 3 hits, and 5 earned runs. So Anderson came in relief, 2/3 of an inning so far, and he's already given up 4 runs, but that was partly due to the defense of his teammates.
But then the one thing is Westfield have really started to put the ball in play in that inning, and when you do that, you give yourself a chance, and anything can happen when you put the ball in play. Nothing's going to happen when you strike out. So
very true. So Aiden Murphy will come on, and that'll close the book on Owen Jones, who pitched exceptionally well here this afternoon.
Gave up only 1 hit and 3 strikeouts.
Yep, 3 strikeouts, no walks, and just continues to impress. So David Gall will lead it off. Gall's doubled back in the second and popped out to third in the second as well, and he looks to strike 1 from Aiden Murphy.
And Aiden's just kind of got to continue the same trend as Owen Jones. Find strike zone, allow your defense to work behind you, have short innings.
It throws a lollipop curveball there, though, and that's smacked into center by Gall for a clean single.
You mean he picked that one up?
What do you mean? It's so hard to see?
Yeah, the curveball?
Yeah. He kind of hung that one. What do they call that? It wasn't quite the soap bubble or whatever, the ephus pitch or whatever they call that.
That thing hung up there forever, though, right there.
Oh, yeah. So
right there, come on now, you know what I'm saying?
McKinney will step in. He walked and scored in the second and grounded out to Aiden at third base, back into third. Murphy from the stretch delivers outside, ball 1.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, Barbara. You know what I'm saying?
Were you Boomhauer?
I don't know.
Runner leads away, and that ball's in the dirt, and he's going to go. Gall's going to go.
Oh, wow.
Ryan airmails a post pattern out in the center field, but good thing Cole was backing that up. I think he thought Giles was streaking across the middle towards the goalpost.
Or Cam Forrester was on a tight end go pattern.
Yeah.
Hot pass.
So a little high on the release point. The runner advances down to second now, 2-0 count.
Ryan was hurried there. When he gets in a hurry, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it kind of bounced up there. And that ball's outside, 3-0 now. Aiden Murphy come in, and
I can see Coach Fitz rubbing his head and his eyes, trying to figure out how do we get the last 3 innings.
There's a good pitch, outside corner. 3-1 your count. Gaw down at second. McKinney at the plate. Winston Hewitt is on deck, the left fielder. And that one, check swing and diving stop by Aiden Murphy, throws him out at first.
Good job right there. I don't know if you're going to get him if you let that ball get past the pitcher and to second base. It's going to be a tough play, but a great job of Aiden making a play, diving, and keeping that ball from traveling any further into the infield. But right here, I think you just ignore that runner on third.
Oh, yeah. You had a 4-run lead. Just you trading out for a run.
Absolutely, and try to get out of the inning with only 1 run given up and go in and try to get some more runs.
He bounces that one up there, and they almost got Gaw hung up as the ball
hit the umpire.
Yeah, luckily for Westfield, it hit the umpire and kind of stayed close enough to Ryan to keep the runner at bay.
The umpire acted as a
backstop
for him.
Good old Victor Josie calling the balls and strikes today. That's Brett's father.
Victor's been sick lately.
Oh.
Hopefully he's getting better.
That fouled off there, 1-1.
Everybody's got that cold that's going around, and if they don't have that, they got the stomach bug.
Especially the Taylor
Man,
Josie.
I tell you what, we get it rough with all those germs that Rachel brings home from the primary school and then the daycare. I mean, it's like a
petri dish.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to stay unscathed in our house.
Especially when you're a physical specimen like Brett. I mean, I'm surprised.
Drink my OJ every morning, man.
2-1. Same with me. I mean, we're when you look at a Men's Health magazine, it's me and Brett in the cover.
Pretty much.
That ball slapped out in the left field for a clean base hit and an RBI for Hewitt. And it's 9-6.
So Montgomery Bell answers right back.
Now Morris, the catcher, will come to the plate. He singled and scored back in the second inning.
Here's my thought. You get through this inning with Aiden, and then you got Giles set up in the sixth, and then Cole in the seventh.
Sounds good to me.
That's just what I think maybe Coach Fitz's thinking is.
And that ground ball over to short. Cole comes up with it, throws on to first, and gets him there for out number 2. That took a weird bounce. I don't know.
Off the side of the mound again.
Well, it took a bounce before it even got to the mound. It was a weird spin there, but Westfield gets the out, and the runner advances down to second base on the put out. And Nathan Roberts, the number 9 hitter, will come to the plate. He had an RBI single back in the second, struck out swinging in the third. Aiden gets the call over the inside corner there. Wasn't sure about that one, but that'll work for Westfield. 0-1 count now on Roberts. 9-6 your score. Westfield leads here. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Murphy breaks off a curveball for strike 2.
Now that one was a little bit better because it started kind of on the middle part of the plate and worked to the outside half. And it hung up a little bit, but not quite as much, and found the plate.
So 0-2 now. Tries it again, and good framing job there from Ryan, but it must have been just a bit inside or just a bit high.
Yeah, very good attempt right there by Ryan, as you said, to frame it, but I think the right call was made. It ended up in the strike zone, but where it crossed, I don't think it was.
And that one's fouled off, out of play to the right side. So it remains 1-2. To the right fielder from the Big Red, Montgomery Bell, out of Nashville, Tennessee. They've had a lot of success in that Southeast Regional Little League tournament when they've come down here in Nashville. I think they won it one year, and I think they might have been in the finals last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oklahoma or whatever.
Yeah, pretty good. There's a lot of talent up there. 1-2 pitch, smacked into right field. Looks like, who is that? Is that Giles? It is Giles. He came on to play right field, makes his presence known, and makes the diving catch for out number 3. And that'll do it here in the top half of the 5th inning. Your score, Westfield 9, the Big Red 6. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and your score, Westfield 9 and Montgomery Bell 6. As a diving catch out there in right field by Giles Amos ended the 5th inning there for Montgomery Bell.
Great hands. Did you see that?
Oh, you thought you were talking about Giles.
Well, that too. But my Gatorade bottle almost hit the deck, and I grabbed it before it did.
Skills.
Pretty much.
So Giles Amos will come to the plate. And he fouls one into the dugout of Montgomery Bell. Giles checked in the top half to play right field. And he gets his first at bat here. Late arrival after taking the SAT this morning. That's always fun.
Ooh.
Looks at the pitch high there over his head.
Yeah, that's high if you throw it over top of Giles' head. We got a buddy that's maybe a little shorter than, well, probably a couple inches shorter than Giles, Jared. I never did understand how you overthrow someone that tall. Because I throw football with him, I'd be like, man, you're easy to throw to. You can throw it anywhere.
Yeah. He does. He didn't quite have the best hands, though. No, I'm just kidding. He was a good punter. Wasn't he a punter for Houston County back in the wee times? And Giles skies one deep to left, and it will get out of play there as the defender ran right through the gate. That was funny.
Fits.
I wonder what happens. If he catches that on the other side, is that an out?
No. I think it's got to be inside the perimeter of the field. I don't know.
I remember Fagan Mill when I played middle school baseball. They never had fences past the dugout. It was just a chalk line. And I wondered that sometimes. I never had that situation because I was a catcher. But, if they caught one over there, I wonder what could happen.
You would have to leap in the air before your foot went over the line, like in basketball.
Right.
Grab it.
And throw it back into a teammate or something, let them catch it.
No, I think it's just like diving in the stands. If you dive in the stands and catch it, it's an out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Your momentum carried you over. So Giles fouls one off the right side. Will that stay in play? It's over near the fence. Ooh, good catch over there from Cole Cross as he puts his face into the chain link there for out number 1. So foul pop to 3. And Ben Murphy will be your batter. Ben struck out looking in the second. Reached on an error by the third baseman in the 4th inning. The wind is a-blowing here.
Whoa.
And he fouls that one back on a bunt attempt over the press box here for strike number 1.
Yeah, I wonder if you might see Giles. Of course, I'm not sure. Who do you put out in left? Right.
I don't know. They've already burned Connor Doles and Chandler Hill. I don't know.
Brian
We'll see.
Bledsoe, or you put Tanner out there and move Bledsoe to second.
Could do that, and you move Aiden back to third.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You might leave Aiden in, but I would think you've kind of set it up for yourselves to bring in.
And there's a shot in the left field. Deep. And out of here. Ben Murphy with the home run over the left center field fence. He got a hold of that one.
The wind helped him carry it out, but that was kind of a line shot. Good looking swing right there by Ben Murphy. And this is what can happen. You can get a lot of momentum going and you start swinging the bat and putting the ball in play. Guys start getting confidence and they swing without thinking. Ben Murphy has had some struggles at the plate and he just unleashed on that ball.
Yeah, that was a shot there because it's probably, I would guess, 330 to the point where he cleared the fence?
Yeah, he hit it close to that light pole out there.
So I'd say that was a good 340 or so, distance-wise. So Westfield adds another one here on the homer from Ben Murphy. And it is...
We're going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship.
Tanner Westbrook will be your batter. He looks at strike 1 there.
What, you don't watch Little Einsteins?
Nope, not on that one.
Really? Max never watched that?
Yeah, I think we had the DVDs.
What about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Sometimes.
The things you talk about when you're a parent.
Oh, yes, to little ones. So 1-1. So Anderson's come in here, and taking over for Wilson Flack, and he came in the 4th inning, and
The umpire got dinged.
hopefully he's okay, flexing that knee. Sometimes that can catch you between your lower shin guard and your kneecap.
He's walking like umpire thug life.
There's a joint right there. I'm saying move the camera on him is what I'm saying. There we go.
Joint.
There's a joint, a soft spot between where the lower shin pad and the knee pad meet, and all it is just a cushion. And I've had a few catch me in there. If you're bending your knees, you're kind of leaving that cushion part as you're most exposed.
I think you just made that up.
Hey, I caught for a long time. That's why I can't barely walk now. That's why I got.
I thought that was because of your Matumbo days in basketball.
Yeah, that too. But, I had a dislocated kneecap in my right leg, and I've torn, I think, meniscus in my left, all because of catching.
Patella tendon?
No, doesn't do that one. That's what keeps your kneecap in place.
Oh, so it didn't actually come out.
No, my kneecap rolled around behind the back of my leg.
That's nasty.
I still got it. I base hit the left field, and they threw me out at first because I never left the batter's box. And slapping it foul is Tanner Westbrook for strike number 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hope you took a picture of that.
It was pretty gross. It was against Warner Robins Middle School over there off of Corridor Road. That's where I did it. Spun and hit. Like I said, wrote one on the left and went down like a sack of potatoes.
Did that end your career?
Pretty much, yeah. Went out to Houston County, tried out for a little bit, and then I got a drum set and thought I was going to be a drummer. Strike 3 goes Tanner Westbrook, and that'll move the ball.
You found some Jinkos and some Sampas?
Pretty much, yeah. And it moves it back to the top of the order with Cole Brandon. Yeah, I got a drum set in the 9th grade, and I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to be a rock star drummer now.
You could have been like Tim Lincecum or
yeah.
Jack, what was the guy's name that pitched for wasn't there a guy that pitched for the White Sox or something that was a big rock star?
Bronson Arroyo. He did as well. Cole swings and misses. I'm telling you, if he gets hold of one, he's going to hit it to that warehouse out there, the maintenance barn, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying my sunflower seeds. Sorry. Another day at the ballpark. 10-6. Now it's 12-10.
And that one stroked, but right to Cole Cross at first base for out number 3. So Westfield gets a run on a long one from Ben Murphy, and they extend their lead 10-6 as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Listen to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back here to the Hornets' Nest, where Westfield leads 10-6 as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. A home run there in the bottom half of the 5th by Ben Murphy added a run for Westfield, and he's got his adoring fans out there in their truck beds, I'm sure, talking to him and giving him praise. They crushed it a good 340 or so out to left center field. Having some scoreboard issues here at the moment. Hopefully we can get that resolved. As we're here in the top of the 6th.
10-6 your score. Westfield has stormed back in this game. And I believe they had 2 in was it the 3rd or the 2nd?
2 in the 2nd.
And 7 in the 4th. And then they picked up the extra insurance run there with the big home run by Ben Murphy. So Aiden Murphy going to stay on to pitch here in the top of the 6th inning.
And leading off will be the top of the order, Carter Lavorne. And he takes a look here, 2-0 now.
Uh-oh.
Cora Beth's going to have to come up here and get things fixed. And there's a ball, 3-0 to Carter Lavorne. Yeah. So 3-0 now on Carter Lavorne. There's a strike. All you got to do is just rock and fire, rock and fire.
Put it over the plate, make him put it in play.
3-1.
Got him shaded a little bit to left field.
And that one's fouled off.
Ooh, that one scared me.
Back off the screen, so it's full count now, 3-2.
Way to fight back right here by Aiden. Got to be looking, if you're Lavorne, something probably off speed. That seems the go-to pitch for Murphy.
And that one grounded right up the middle. Tanner makes a backhanded stab at it, throws, but beating it out is Lavorne on an infield single. Good play by Tanner, but not much really you could do about that one. And now Brandon Bennett will come to the plate.
Yeah, good play, as you said. Sorry.
That's okay.
Good play, as you said, and just hit in a spot you're not going to get him. So you said he's 1 for what?
1 for 2. He walked, flew out to right field, and singled back in the fourth. He looks at a pitch outside for ball 1.
Ooh.
Give that down there to them on the back.
She's got it on the pad.
There we go. We're trying to get the scoreboard folks fixed, and I think they do got it fixed, and they foul that one off towards the dugout. Coach makes a good stop barehanded, throws on to Aiden Murphy. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Brandon Bennett. Cora Beth saves the day. They get the scoreboard all under control now. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Cora Beth to the rescue.
Oh, yeah. Strike 3 over the outside corner. No, I'm sorry. 2. Sorry. I got excited there. 2-2.
That's funny.
Bennett didn't like that one. Kind of looked at it a little bit.
A lot of Montgomery Bell fans made the trip. I tell you what.
Yeah, I reckon it's a noise down there, that's for sure.
Yep.
2-2 is your count. Lavorne at first, Tucci on deck.
Kneecap.
Old man. Murphy to the plate, and that ball is hit out to left center field. Going back and making the catch is Ben Murphy for out number 1, and he makes the runner retreat back to first. Good hit, but good play. And 1 down here in the 6th.
I think sometimes young pitchers at high school level, they get in their mind that, they got to make the perfect pitch, but you pitch the contact. I mean, you even watch some of those guys, someone like Tim Hudson doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but gets a lot of groundouts. I mean, just let your defense work.
Yep. You just want to get them out. It don't matter how you get them out. Just get them out.
Mm-hmm.
So 1-0 on Derek Tucci, the number 3 hitter. He is swings and misses there.
Was it Mulder, or who was the other one of the big 3 for Oakland back then?
Hudson, Mulder, and Zito.
Which one was the one that didn't throw very hard? Was it Mulder?
Zito didn't. He never threw hard. He just mixed it up.
One of them didn't throw very hard at all. He threw like 86 or something.
Probably Mulder.
Yeah. I mean, guys like that. Greg Maddux, I mean, you got to throw very hard to be a good pitcher.
Nope. Location and mixing everything, mixing speeds. I mean, that's the key. Good curveball there. Ooh, must have hung upstairs. 3-1 now on Tucci.
Wow.
So Tucci has walked twice. Looks at the strike there. 3-2.
Umpire loves that outside pitch, but does not like that inside curveball.
Tucci walked to the first, got picked off on the pretty cool play from Bledsoe. Walks in the second and hit a force out. He grounds one just fouled on the third base line. Almost over the bag. That would have been a extra bases for Tucci. Full count still for Tucci. 10-6 is your score here in the top half of the 6th inning. Westfield has battled back from a 5-0 deficit. And Brett's excited.
One of the coaches down there was doing this, so I was raising the roof.
Brett's got his lotto hat on.
Hey, I love this hat.
That's what I always think of when I see those. Foul ball down the right field line. It might stay in play for T. Adams, and it does. And he makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. And Cole Cross will be the batter here.
Caroline got me this for my birthday, you turd.
I see. I just always thought that was a lotto hat. I've seen those people around. Isn't that like the lotto symbol for the state of
Rachel
Georgia?
bought it from that place around the corner, and I said, well, why don't you go down to Brandon?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, they had it there? I was like, yeah, that's where everybody gets them from. So I think we're going to get another one. I want a blue one with the white mesh hat back.
There you go.
Get a little Georgia Southern theme going on, and then I can wear this with, certain clothes because, I got to coordinate.
Oh, yeah. It's all about style. 1-0 pitch. Smacked down the third base line. Foul, though.
So y'all go over and get you a Georgia hat over at Brandon Outfitters. I'm sure Jared would be glad to sell you one.
Oh, yeah.
Or two.
Or however many you want to grab.
Mm-hmm. They're comfortable, too. They got, especially when they're getting hot, you got the mesh in the back, let a little air in. Kenny can't wear these because they got kind of the big thing in the front. Kenny likes the floppy hats.
And there's a shot. Sliced out to center field, and Austin Burnett's underneath that. And he'll make the catch for out number 3. So a good inning pitch there from Aiden Murphy. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to the bottom half of the 6th. Your score, Westfield 10, Montgomery Bell 6. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net. Welcome back as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Westfield leads 10-6, and Austin Burnett will lead off, followed by Brian Bledsoe and then Ryan Fitzpatrick. But a good effort today for Westfield. They have battled back from being down 5-0 and stormed all the way back here with a big inning in the 4th in which they scored 7 runs to take the lead, and then Ben Murphy had a home run out there in left center.
So you don't have to use Giles now. You can go straight to Cole if you want.
We got a new pitcher in. That's number 12. Try to see if I can catch his name.
Now you want, with the top of the lineup pretty much up, with Austin Burnett, you go out there, maybe try, if you can get Austin on, sacrifice him over and try to get another insurance run. I mean, you're a 4-run lead, but you can never have enough runs in baseball, obviously.
So Steven Sullivan will be the pitcher.
That was my Joe Morgan comment for the day.
He's kind of a sidearm delivery there, and Austin slaps one for a clean base hit out in the right field, right between the first baseman and second baseman to lead off here in the 6th inning.
Maybe somebody else can go yickety today.
Oh, what are we, Chip Jones up here?
I like that.
Yickety. Well, here comes your 3-4-5 guys, so we'll see what they can do. Bledsoe has singled home a run in the 4th inning, and he also came around to score as well. Started the game at pitcher for the Hornets. And he lays down a good bunt here down the first base line, and they're going to throw him out. Good play, though. Coach Fitz got to be pleased with that. So sacrifice bunt moves the runner into scoring position for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Westfield all the way around is very good at bunting the baseball. Probably something, considering their speed, that they probably work on a lot in practice.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. So Ryan steps in. He is struck out swinging, grounded out to first, and got hit by a pitch, but came around to score. It looks at a strike right there over the heart of the plate.
Yeah, that's the ball you want to hit right there.
Oh, yeah. So do you think we'll see Cole Brandon come in and close it out?
I mean,
or Giles maybe?
The save's not in effect, but I think probably want to.
And Austin was running there on the pitch, and it was foul tipped at the plate, so Austin will have to go back. He had that one stolen, too.
I would bring in Cole just to try to shut it down, but you might want to try to save him and not burn up the arm too early. But I mean, as long as you feel like he's going to throw strikes, that's the only question really. Is you don't want to walk a lot of people and put them on base and give them an opportunity to come back.
0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fitzpatrick goes down, swinging, and Aiden Murphy will be your batter. Aiden walked in the second, grounded out to short, and reached on a error by the shortstop in the fourth. He has scored 2 runs, though, this afternoon. And he'll look to try to get an RBI here to have a little insurance. See, that would be perfect spot for an insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Just outside there for ball 1. In the top half of the 7th inning, it will be 5, 6, 7. Gaw, McKinney, and Hewitt for Montgomery Bell. And their final chance to come back.
Whew.
And slapping it foul was Aiden Murphy. Great idea, though. Just take that pitch and serve it out there in the right field.
Yeah, it was a great idea, too, as well as a great idea.
You know, that's my own lingo, dude. That's how I roll. Great idea. That's a great idea right there.
Crikey.
Crikey.
It's the most poisonous snake in the world.
And there he goes again, out to second base. Pitcher better get over to cover. And it's a high throw and off the Westfield dugout, and that's going to score a run as Aiden goes down to second base. So they do get that insurance run as a single and an error. And that was, honestly, that's on the first baseman. He put his pitcher in a bad situation there.
And then the second baseman trying to hit a moving target. I mean,
right.
Very difficult, as you said. And it looks like maybe Giles was getting some warm-up tosses down there. So he might be coming in to close things out.
That was my thought. Maybe get him in a situation where he could feel comfortable. And
him and Wyatt Young were down there throwing. And Wyatt Young's going to pinch run here for Aiden Murphy.
Aiden reaches on the single there. Does not get the RBI, however. The run scored on the E4. And T. Adams will come to the plate. He has scored, struck out, walked, and had a two RBI single, in which he cleared the bases after that error by the left fielder not coming up with it. Slaps one there over towards third base. Third baseman's got it, throws on to first, got him by a step for out number 3. 3 more outs is all Westfield needs for a victory, and we'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Set your own banking hours with Planners First Online Banking. Planners First Online Banking allows you to connect and access your bank accounts 24/7. For those that are always on the go, you can check your balances, pay your bills, transfer funds anytime and anywhere you have internet access. Let Planners First Online Banking make your life a little easier. Planners First, a legacy of excellence since 1896. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And now back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back into the Hornets' Nest as Westfield trying to close it out. Aiden Murphy is actually going to come back on and pitch the top half of the 7th inning with a chance for Westfield to win a game that they've had to come back in. After the 2nd inning, they were down 5-0. They answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, and then 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and then 2 runs the last 2 innings to push the lead to 11-6. And Montgomery Bell has struggled from the plate since then. Aiden Murphy and really Owen Jones did a great job coming in and kind of settling things down for Westfield after Brian Bledsoe had a rough 2nd inning. And Aiden Murphy and both Owen Jones did a great job. So here's Aiden Murphy.
So Aiden on the pitch. High inside ball one there to David Gaw, who leads things off here for Montgomery Bell in the 7th inning. Gaw has gone 2 for 3, swings and fouls that one off, 1-1 now. He has doubled, singled, popped out to third, and he's scored 2 runs here for the Big Red. He has a 1-1 count here in the 7th inning. Aiden kicks and fires. A little high, 2-1.
So we saw Giles warming up before the inning, so I'm not sure if Aiden gets in any trouble. We'll see the big right-hander.
That was only ball 3. Oh, it hit him? Okay, so Gaw got hit by pitch, and they got their leadoff runner on. Must have just nicked him. So now batting will be Joe McKinney.
It should be 11-6 and 1 run for Westfield in the last 2 bottom halves.
And that one slapped out to third base. Coming on to make the play is Bledsoe. Throws high, and getting down just in time was T. Adams for out number 1. Good job by T, maintaining his composure there and just coming right back down on the bag for out number 1.
Yeah, I like that instead of trying to go for the swipe. It's a lot safer play. He was able to get his foot down just in time. And good job right there by T, making a big play after a little bit of a high throw.
And you got a 5-run lead here, so you just want to get outs. There's one of them right there as Hewitt steps in. He is struck out swinging, hit by a pitch, and had an RBI single back in the 5th inning. Aiden had something on there. He had to take off of his
armband.
Yeah. Pitchers aren't allowed to have anything on their throwing arm, I believe, right?
I don't think they can have it on either.
Yeah, nothing to draw attention away from the release point of the ball, I believe, for safety issues. Good pitch there. A little bit of a late call from the umpire, but 1-1, I believe, is the count. Brett's scared of a ladybug.
Was that a ladybug?
Yeah.
I thought it was a hornet.
So 1-1, and that's outside, ball 2. So it started out rocky for Westfield, but they have really settled down here as the game has worn on. And they got a chance now here to hopefully get their 2nd victory of the season. And that one slapped into the gap in left center field. Can Ben Murphy cut it off? He can. That's going to score a run, though, as they hold Hewitt to a RBI single.
And this might be where I go and get him. Just
Well, you
to
got
curb any negative thoughts off from that.
So number 13 will be our pinch hitter here for Sam Morris. He will bat in the 8th hole and try to see who that is. He's a lefty.
Jack Goodrum.
So Jack Goodrum will be the pinch hitter.
No, not good drum. Good rum.
Good rum.
I'm just kidding.
Good rum. However you emphasize good drum. But he will bat here in the 8th hole for Sam Morris, the catcher. Morris was 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He had a single and came home to score back in the 2nd inning. Left-hander. Check swing. Did he go? He did for strike 1. So Murphy is ahead in the count 0-1. He has a runner at first base. 11-7 is the score here in the top half of the 7th inning. That one's low in the dirt. Ball 1.
So you still have a 4-run lead. So those last 2 innings, Westfield picked up some very key insurance runs, or else it would only be a 2-run lead at this point.
Yeah, the home run by Ben Murphy, and then Burnett coming in as the steal is on. A little hit and run, and that one was fouled away. So it's now 1-2. Nathan Roberts is on deck, the right fielder. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored this afternoon.
I don't really understand why you're moving right there. I mean,
yeah, you need 4 runs.
You need 4 runs. I mean, if I could see maybe if you needed 2 or something. I don't know.
Just trying to put pressure on the defense, I guess, is their thought. And
That's when you should have run.
Aiden kind of telegraphed. He really slowed down his delivery on that one.
Which I don't understand. If you slow down your delivery, it doesn't help you throw the curveball really any better.
Right.
It's all about action with your wrist.
Ground ball to second base, and miscommunication there. Cole probably should have just gone to first with that one. He was obviously a little nervous after the way the field has not been kind to him here. And he makes a stop, and last second decides to flip it over to Tanner Westbrook, and Tanner mishandles it there, and it falls to the turf. So no runs or no outs recorded on that play, and they have runners at first and second now. Tough go there. I don't even know who you call that on. E6 or E4?
I wouldn't give it to the shortstop. I mean, even though it was late, he had a chance to catch it. Wasn't a bad throw or a toss.
Right, just a late toss.
Yeah.
So now they have runners at first and second.
I mean, he initially called him out, but because of the bobble after he put his foot on the bag, he never really had control. Which in the majors, I don't even know if they'd have called that out because of the proximity play or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know, because the safety thing. They're trying to say it's a safety concern, but you can't slide into people, I don't think, in high school, can you?
Don't believe so. And that one slapped into center field. Burnett retreats just a tad, makes the catch, and holds the runners there at first and second. So a fly out by Roberts makes 2 outs in the inning, and Westfield's 1 out away from a victory here. And it'll be back to the top of the order, but it will be number 10, pinch hitting for Carter Lavorne.
That is John Tips.
Number 10, John Tips. So John Tips will be the batter. He comes in for Carter Lavorne, who had hit pretty well, 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles, a run scored, but they obviously like the righty-lefty matchup better. They got runners at first and second, so even a long ball here would still have Westfield in the lead, 11-10. So 1 out away. Aiden Murphy coming on, trying to complete his 3rd inning in relief.
He's done a good job today. A lot more consistent pitching.
And he needed it. And way out in front was John Tips as he swings through that pitch, 0-1. He's a slender guy, tall, lefty, way up in the front of the box. And he fouls that one off down the right side. So 1 strike away is Aiden Murphy from getting the Westfield Hornets a victory. And I guess this could be considered a save, I believe. Owen Jones would get the win.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't have the lead until after. Did they?
Yeah, but Jones was in the game, I think.
Oh, was he?
Because Aiden came in 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Ah.
So Jones left in the 4th after pitching the 4th. And they were leading, I think, 7-4 or something. Bless you. Or 9-5.
Sorry.
We all good?
Mm-hmm.
He inhaled a sunflower seed.
No. You know how sometimes, for some reason lately, I don't know if it's pollen or what, I have coughing spells.
That one fouled back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. These guys from Nashville, like I said, they'll clean up a little bit, get on the bus. I'm sure go travel somewhere and get something to eat, and then head on down to Florida. I'd like to go with them. And that one squibbed out to short. Cole bobbles and can't make the play. E6, and the bases will be loaded for Brandon Bennett. That one was just squibbed off the handle. I mean, it had some funky spin on it, and Cole couldn't quite corral that.
Yeah, just one of those plays with as many odd bounces as Cole's been getting from the shortstop position. Can't help but be a little gun shy.
So now the base is loaded. Tying run to the plate. He looks at a pitch inside for ball 1.
I don't know if I wouldn't have just stayed in the stretch.
Yeah, he seemed to be working all right. I mean, he's 2 of these runners on right now, and here he goes from the stretch. Have reached on errors, so nothing of his doing. They tried to play again. Didn't work this time.
That's pretty good.
I like it. The batter there, Brandon Bennett, looks at Ryan Fitzpatrick and just shakes his head like, can't believe y'all did that again. What would have been bad is they fell for it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden can't quite figure out what he wants to do here. He'll go from the windup. The pitch, inside corner, strike one, 1-1, your count. Just past 3:15 here.
It's been a little bit of a quicker game.
Yeah. And here comes Aiden. Kicks and fires. Oh, boy. Slapped well deep down the left field line and just foul about 5 feet in front of the fence.
Yeah, I got a little nervous there.
That would have tied things up. So 2 strikes now. Woo. That was that close from being tied. Wow.
But
10 feet
just
left.
a long strike.
Yep. 10 feet left and 5 feet short. 1-2. One more strike for Aiden. And there it is.
Wow.
Strike 3. Looked a little bit high, a little bit outside. But that will do it. Here this afternoon, Westfield wins 11-8 is your final. And the Hornets will now be 2-4 on the year. And we'll take a quick break and be back with the Bill and Laura Amos postgame show right after this on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Westfield baseball this season. Sonic, America's Drive-In, Planners First, Brandon Outfitters, David Reagan Ford, Com South, and proud parents and supporters of Westfield Athletics, Bill and Laura Amos.
With all your stats, game analysis, and game awards, it is time for the MidGASports.net postgame show, brought to you by Bill and Laura Amos, proud parents and supporters of Westfield Athletics. Welcome back here to the Bill and Laura Amos postgame show, where Westfield wins here this afternoon. 11-7 is your final, and the Hornets battled back after being down 5-0 in the second inning to take this game 11-7, Brett, and it was a big fourth inning that really sparked them on their way.
Yeah, absolutely. They did an excellent job just coming back in the game and making things happen, putting the ball in play, and also working deep into the count. Some things that they hadn't done as well in the last few games. And I tell you what, you got to give them a lot of credit. They showed some grit and determination and something to build off of, I think, some confidence, because this Montgomery Bell team's pretty good club that came into this game, and you're thinking, man, after they put the 5 spot up in the top of the second, this could be a long day for Westfield. But they fought back, and you got to give Westfield a lot of credit. Montgomery Bell tried to put some pressure on them in the last few innings and just were not able to do it. Flack pitched very well the first couple of innings, and then he ended up giving up 5 walks, which helped Westfield. But they also gave up 8 hits, so Westfield was putting the ball in play and getting some hits when they needed them, some timely hits, and scored 11 runs in the game. So, very close ball game, but one that Westfield really needed, I think, for a confidence boost. And what can you say about some of the players like Owen Jones? Aiden Murphy came in and pitched very good, even though he gave up 2 runs. Still did a good job over 3 innings to come in and really shut down, some of these Montgomery Bell hitters, and really all the way around, a lot of people did some good things. I tell you what, Chandler Hill did a good job helping Westfield get their first run. and kind of set the tone for them to get back in the game. And then some other players with some big hits at some good times. Aiden Murphy had some big hits. Cole Brannon got some C&I singles over there on the right side of the infield, and just impressed with Westfield that they're able to come out and turn what looked to be a bad game into a victory here today.
Yeah, it was a very surprising game. When you get down 5-0, it's easy to get down on yourself and kind of give up. But I think it was really Owen Jones coming in and holding serve for Westfield and giving them a chance to get back in this. They scored 2 in the bottom half of the second after giving up that 5, and then that big fourth inning in which Montgomery Bell helped them out with a couple of errors. They had 4 errors in that inning, but Westfield also pieced together 4 hits. T. Adams had a big game. And really, to me, Brett, my 3 nominees, I'll let you make the final pick for the players of the game. T. Adams, who was 1 for 3. He had a run scored and 2 RBIs. He was the one who knocked in those 3 runs. And then Aiden Murphy, with his pitching there, he pitched 3 innings with 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, and had a strikeout. And then Cole Brannon as well. So actually I got 4. Cole Brannon, T. Adams. Cole was 2 for 3 with an RBI. T. Adams was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And then you got Aiden Murphy, 3 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed, or Owen Jones with 2 1/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed, and 3 strikeouts, no walks, and 1 hit. So who do you got out of those 4?
I think I got Owen Jones again. I'm just going to say because of at the time, the game was really in the balance for Westfield, and if they would have given up maybe 2 or 3 more runs, I think this thing could have got ugly. And he gave them the confidence. They came back out in that second inning, got 2 runs, but I think Owen Jones shutting the door on them really helped stabilize things when it started to look like it was going to get ugly.
So Owen Jones, congratulations. 2nd consecutive game is our Sonic player of the game here this afternoon. So Westfield wins 11-7 over the Montgomery Bell Big Red out of Nashville, Tennessee. Westfield will be back home here on Monday to take on Valwood. We will not be covering that game, so if you can't make it, just check online with Cora Beth, keeping the scores updated. We'll be back on Friday night against Augusta Prep. And then back on Saturday, they'll be here too, but we won't be doing that one. So Westfield wins 11-7 for Brett Taylor. I'm Kenny Kofer. Thanks for listening to Westfield Baseball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, March 9th, as the Westfield Hornets take on the Southland Raiders in a matchup of traditional rivals. Be sure to tune in for the Brandon Outfitters pregame show starting at 6:15, followed by the first pitch at 6:30, only on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.